Just your initial impressions on the field that you're going to be facing this weekend.
I think it's great. I think our players are very deserving to be in it. First of all, I've thought that from the first pitch of the season, literally the first pitch of the season, and all the way through to the last one. We won a game in the 9th inning yesterday. We're playing against 3 championship teams, which is an honor, and I can't wait to get out there.
What was just the experience of sitting in the Denver airport?
Way back when we scheduled the trip and we had to do the flight itinerary, there's no way if we were in position to be in the tournament that I didn't want our guys to be able to experience watching the show. To me, it's the best day of the year. And I think we actually planned it with that in mind. And getting home from Honolulu is not the easiest thing. And so it worked out great. It was awesome. The people in there were awesome. They all started clapping. It was pretty cool.
So you got some love from the patrons of the Denver?
Yeah. There's some bear down stuff going on in Denver Airport today, which is great.
Was it at all difficult to find ESPNU on any of the TVs?
I walked off. We landed at like 6 a.m., so we had like 4 hours to figure it out, and even I found a way to figure it out, so it was good.
How surprised are you that nothing west of Texas is hosting?
Unprecedented, for sure. I don't put a lot of thought into it. We never set forth saying, hey, it was our goal to host. I love this place more than any place on the planet. We've played extremely well here. I felt like we were very deserving in terms of the quality schedule we played, finishing 3rd in a great conference, going 22-6 out of league, having a non-conference RPI of like 8. The committee didn't see it that way, and that's okay. So what we decided to do is move forward and take advantage of this good opportunity.
Do you view it as in any way a sign of disrespect that no West Coast team is hosting?
No, not at all. I think there's some flaws in the system when you talk about RPI and those types of things, which we could sit here and talk about that all day, but it doesn't do us any good. Like I said, I felt like in most years 38 wins against the schedule we play should get it done. And one of the arguments that I had heard was a potential negative is we were sitting in 4th place there on Saturday. We ended up finishing 3rd. But you have a 7th place team over here hosting, so I don't know what the difference is in that when we're the 3rd, rated RPI league in the country. So, hey, it's a conversation for another day, and who knows what'll happen next week, and maybe we can get back here.
What's the biggest challenge Sam Houston faces?
I got to dig into it and learn about them, and there'll be some coffee in the office tonight and getting ready for these 3 teams. And like I said, this is always my favorite day of the year. Matt Deggs is a really good coach. He was at Texas A&M, and I think he was at Lafayette actually as well. Always been known for having good offensive teams. It looked like they pitched well in the Southland tournament, so I'm sure they're a complete team. They've played a good schedule, and we'll know what we need to know before we head out on Friday.
Do you start prepping for all 3 teams, or do you just focus on Sam Houston State?
Well, in terms of preparing, you got to have a good base and a good foundation on all 3 teams, and we have a really good staff in terms of Coach Lon, Coach Wanaka, and Coach Brown. We put a lot of time into it, so we'll kind of divide it up and conquer. We already started. I mean, the second the bracket came out, it quickly turned to get scouting reports, how can we get film, all those types of things, and it's very exciting, and we'll work our process from there.
How about bringing this program back into the NCAA tournament? It missed it the last 3 years. You must have had some type of plan. I don't know if you make a 3-year plan or a 5-year plan, but are you ahead of schedule of where you thought you might be?
I've answered this before. I'm really proud of this group, and on paper, you didn't really know what exactly it would look like. I wanted it to be for the guys that will only be here for 1 year, the best baseball experience of their life, and I feel very comfortable that has happened, and that's happened in the process of us winning a lot of baseball games and playing really good baseball against really good competition, and I've kind of focused it on that. I think each year will present its own challenge when you coach at a place like this and you play the competition that you do, and recruiting is as intense as it is, but this group has 100% met its challenge.
So you kind of knew you were going to be in the tournament, but you're never 100% sure. How would you describe the reaction of the players when you saw Arizona up on the screen there?
It was kind of funny. I think they got deked a little bit when Arizona State popped up. I think they thought we were coming in that particular, and it started out and it kind of rolled across the screen as Arizona. So they were excited, and rightfully so. and I think it worked out great. And big point of pride. I mean, like for me, this is the best day of the year when your name gets called, and I wanted it so badly for these guys, and they earned it, and it was a cool deal.
How did you guys play in Hawaii, and what did you get out of that series?
I thought it was awesome. I was actually very humbled. Mike Trapasso, the coach at Hawaii, made a comment in the paper on Saturday morning after Friday night's game. It's like, that's clearly the best team we've seen all year, and one of the best offensive approaches he's seen in a long time. And beat a good pitcher. You know, that was 7-2 and was able to put up 11 runs, which is hard to do on a Friday. We had a tough, game late on Saturday. Ended up pulling it out 6-1, and then a tight one-run game, which we're probably on the road for the duration of this thing, and we're going to have to win tight games against good teams, and we were able to do that. So I thought it was a great weekend. I think we used 10 pitchers on the weekend and gave up 2 runs, 1 run, and 3 runs, which that's going to give us a chance with our offense. And so I thought we played extremely well.
Are you at all concerned about the team being a little tired, traveling one direction and then having to travel pretty much across the country the other direction?
This is what they play for, and we are very diligent in what we're doing, how we're doing it. I actually think we caught a break in the Hawaii thing because you pick up those extra hours, and I felt like we were totally refreshed this weekend. And then the motivation that these guys will get as competitors for what's ahead of them, I don't think we'll have any problem with that. We got a good plan. We're gonna give them today off. We are going to practice tomorrow night when it's a little cooler, so it's almost like a 48-hour window. We're going to leave Wednesday morning and fly into New Orleans and practice at Tulane, a turf field just like Lafayette, and then we'll get into Lafayette 9 o'clock or so on Wednesday, get a great workout there around the time we're playing, and we'll be really prepared. I think that 36-hour window will give us enough time to be okay.
Do you have it in the back of your mind yesterday that Gibbons is in the hunt for the batting crown?
I heard somebody talking about that, and I said, Gibby, I think they don't stop counting the stats till the end of the year, and hopefully we're going to play a lot more games, so you got a lot of opportunities to crush it. But he's awesome. I know he got a couple hits yesterday, and somebody said somebody got like 8 hits in a game or something yesterday that might have overtaken him, but he's our guy. I mean, him and Cody, are the keys to the ignition of the offense, and it was no different this weekend.
Health-wise, how are you feeling going into this
100%
week?
ready to go. Yeah, everybody's good. I feel like because we've used the pitching the way that we have, everybody's fresh. I feel like some more guys emerged, which you get into this particular weekend of the tournament can be really important. And I think it's as healthy as strong both mentally and physically as we've probably been all year.
Ginkel's emergence, did you see him as kind of a third game starter in a regional situation?
We will use him where we need to win the game that's in front of us, and he's been very good at finishing some games, and he's been good at starting, so he's kind of like my Swiss Army knife, so to speak, in terms of how we can use him, and he'll pitch significant innings at important times this weekend.
Do you know if Bannister or Cloney will start Friday, or does it depend on what your research tells
Yeah,
you?
it totally depends on that, and I wouldn't even begin to speculate right now. I have a hard time giving you guys an answer 18 hours before the next game, so whatever 4 days is before, I have no idea yet.
When was the last time you were in Cajun country?
That's a good question. I was thinking about that. I mean, recruiting takes you a lot of different places, and I think I've been to like 45 of 50 states. I don't think I've ever been to Louisiana. So, I think that's cool, and it's be a great experience for our players to get down there, and I think it sets up perfectly.
Good luck this week.